Richie.
Richie, my brother. My brother for life, years.
Brother for life.
Yes, man. Yes,
Yeah, man.
man.
It's a pleasure having you on the program.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate love it.
It's been a minute, right?
It's been a minute. It's been an hour.
Been an hour, right?
Yes.
So people, right now we are in Wellington, and this is my brother, Richie Williams,
Yeah, man.
and he's an international reggae photographer. But before we reach to the photography part, I want Richie just tell you a little bit about your upcoming.
Yeah, man. Well, you don't know, say, from back in the days, from Almontown, from in the 60s, man. Zane? Yes. Well, me and the I used to go to school together.
Yes.
From primary school and look at youth in the 60s. Then we leave from there. So
From
go
grade
to
one?
From grade 1, go all the way up. And then we leave from Almontown, and then we go to another area.
But remember, when we go to school, remember I say we have two artists. We have Asha and we have Derek Barnett.
Well, Derek Barnett also.
Also.
And we have Sleepy, Ori Sandy. Even them was a little ahead of us.
Right.
A few years. Right there in Almontown.
Which artist did it at the time?
And Carl Dawkins.
Carl Dawkins.
And I am on band on the Carl Dawkins, yeah. 13 Stephen Street.
13 Stephen
First
Street.
artist I know and you know.
First
Both,
artist?
yes, first artist, yes.
Yeah, man.
As little youth.
As little.
Zane? Yeah, man.
And my brother, Wayne Fairclough, coach.
Yes, yes.
Derek Barnett, Ima Asha, same grade. 2 grade above, right?
Look at, yes, definitely. Right. Definitely, brother, definitely.
So from Almontown.
And then from Almontown, I moved from Almontown and go a place named Union Garden, Kingston 13 area.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And then I end up in a Union Garden to Kingston 13. And we meet up again. And I say, Mitchell, where are the down here? No, I say, Anthony, where are the down here? I say, Richard, where are the down here? I say, no, I'm down here, I move come to my old man. I say, yeah, I move come to the old man to. I say, look on that.
Yeah.
We'll link up again.
Link up.
Zane, and we've been friends from way back until today.
From today.
Yeah, man.
So while we are going to school now, and your work,
right?
So come check it on Brian's
photo studio. Yes, man.
So you get started in the photography world.
Well, you want to see, I'm always have an interest in photography and wanna learn photography and wanna see how them develop photos.
Yes.
And then my nephew, Pablo Paul McLean, he was working at Brian Studios, and I used to go check him. At the time, I was working at GIS, Zane, and then I used to go to my lunch break downtown at Duke Street, go check Pablo, and then watch him develop the picture and thing, and to me get a real interest and say, yeah, man, at that moment I grew up, saying, while you pick up the microphone and start to DJ. I mean, me love the music too, but never continue because when we start at 16, a brethren of mine named Joseph Robinson from GIS, an engineer, he made a go record him, so he record him and then just to mix down the music, two songs I did for him. Babylon, Take Out the Youth, just like that. Mix them up in a political fear, when he was never one of those political activists. But I saw it going to the ghetto, ghetto life, so I lose interest in it.
Yeah.
So I pick up the camera, you pick up the mic, and I start to take photos. And photograph the entertainer. Them starts out with you as me and your brethren.
But how you get the first camera? Where it come from?
The first camera, I want to tell you, I started at the studio taking pictures.
Brian's?
Yes, at Brian Photo Studio.
So Pablo bring you go Brian's?
Pablo go Brian, but before I pick up the camera, I was printing photos. Learn the art of photography right now. So in the dark room, our picture developed.
The same dark room when Mr. come check you?
Same dark room, you come check me.
At Duke Street?
At Duke Street, that's all. And you to write a couple songs, that's all. In the dark room, and then we'll leave sometime and we'll go to the Ital shop down on Church Street to buy our Ital food because we are Rasta from birth.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So from there, so it start. And then so I used to borrow Mr. Brian camera, kind of own a camera time because I was very young, So borrow Mr. Brian camera and go start take picture with the eye, and then Dennis Brown in 1981. Seeing Dennis Brown was the first major one who love his music, I love the culture music.
Before my show Remember, so we go Reggae Sunsplash down a Montego Bay.
Yeah.
This before.
This was before Reggae Sunsplash, you know.
Dennis
Yes,
Brown?
my brother. This was 1981 at Fort Clarence.
Fort
Dennis Brown
Clarence.
was a major artist on it, and Yellow Man upon it, Beanie Man, Nadine Sutherland. All these people I remember. 809 band with Dean Fraser back
So
then.
you have any of those pictures right now?
Yes, man. I have some of those pictures on
Make we go look
the
for one.
computer.
Let's go look for this picture.
Yeah, man. So that's the first reggae show that I am on photograph, 1981 at Fort Clarence Beach. Dennis Brown was the main artist on the show, the star, with Dean Fraser back in him. It's a young Dean Fraser, 1981. Baller Dean Fraser, young and fresh, black hair and everything. Yeah, man. Yeah, man, and that is Yellow Man and Peter Mitchell, who was also on the show 1981. And if you look closely, you can see Nambo in the background, Dean Fraser brother. You know, young Yellow Man and Peter Mitchell, young Peter Mitchell back in the days. After Fort Clarence, 1981, I went to Reggae Sunsplash, where I was one of the major stars, Michigan and Smiley.
Yes.
You know, see it? Yeah, man, with all the big tune them. And I photographed the eye when you and Smiley closed Reggae Sunsplash that night.
Yes.
That was a Sunday morning. Do you remember that?
That morning.
Yes, that morning when the church people were complaining. Yes.
Yeah.
You know, saying, and Smiley and I was talking about it, and you perform non-stop. Nobody leave.
Nobody leave.
No, everybody was still there in the audience from night till daylight.
Right.
That was roughly about, I want to say, between 7 and 8 a.m. Sunday morning. Because the show was supposed to finish Saturday night, you know, but because it was just a massive crowd and a big lineup, everybody went to see Michigan and Smiley.
Yes.
You know, saying. And I feel proud of the eye because since me and you are friends from so many years, and we are looking at you still in kind of we're fresh in our 20s.
Yes.
You know?
21.
You know, saying, I was going to say it, but you said 21 going on 22.
Yes.
You know, say it. I was 22. You know?
Me know why you go on because you're born few more months.
Well, it's just a couple months. Than the eye, bigger man for the eye still, but you don't know. Yeah, man, but glad for know so we're there still, you know? Yeah. And I will have vibes.
So after that,
and then after that now, you know what I mean, we start to foot. Okay, after that now, something major happened now. Because of your connection now, we get to link up with the promoter them from Reggae Sunsplash, including Sharon Berg.
Okay.
Of Synergy. I don't even think you know this, right?
No.
So because of that, I know I get for reason with Sharon Berg from Synergy. She was the person in charge of the entertainer them. And me and her all her vibes, all her reasoning, and then she gave me the job to start photograph Reggae Sunsplash from 1982, go right back. You know, seeing because my first Reggae Sunsplash I went was 1980. Whichever year it was in Kingston.
Yeah, that's up for Ronnie Williams.
Ronnie Williams, that was 1980, right? Or 81?
Yeah, the 80.
Yes.
1980.
1980. So you're absolutely right. Go back and know a little bit. You were the first one then. I followed 1980 Reggae Sunsplash before I go to Fort Clarence.
That's what I'm ask you.
Yes, you're right about that. You're right. Your memory fresh, man.
Memory fresh.
It could make you are 2 months younger than me then. That's all right. Yeah, man. So anyway, so I get opportunity to start photograph Reggae Sunsplash along with another virgin of mine. I don't want to call the name, but you know, we start to do it from there so until I'm on my grade. Photograph Reggae Sunsplash every year up until 1990.
No, we're not gonna say it, you know.
Go too fast.
You know, you reach so far because one thought Harborview featured me.
Yeah, Harborview Drive-In.
Drive-In.
Yes, that was 1985.
Gladys Knight and the Pip.
Gladys Knight and the Pip. Mike Thompson put on a beautiful show.
Yeah.
A good brethren, man.
You have any pictures of those?
Well, of that shows, I have some pictures. I would have to dig up those pictures, honestly.
Yeah.
You know, when Leroy Smart was there, performed, so Tenor Star was on the show. You know, you and Smiley was another top artist for that show, top lineup.
Yeah.
Charlie Chaplin was on the show. I remember that.
Yellow, you know? And I think OMT was on it.
OMT was on it too.
I know Yellow Man in the backstage.
Yes, picture with you and Yellow Man that I can dig up out to the archive. Yeah. You know, but you know, I have so many pictures with so many reggae artists from way back. You know what I mean? So picture with I can name a few of the big artists who were photographed.
Up on the wall.
Yes, yeah.
Up on the wall.
This is my wall of fame, people.
You ready for go up on the wall of fame, or you want to talk till when you leave Jamaica? Talk to me.
No, well, we can talk about the wall first before I leave Jamaica, because some of these pictures on the wall is from Jamaica before and migrate to the state.
All right, let's talk about the wall, all right?
Yes, and right up there on the wall, my wall of fame, my entertainers, artists from back in the day, that's the good old Dennis Brown. That was 1985, Reggae Sunsplash.
1985.
Yes. And that is me and Dennis. Dennis again, that was from 1987, backstage at National Arena from back in the days. You know, my favorite artist, as you can see. And that is the good old Freddie McGregor from 1987, Kingston, Jamaica. And that's the great John Old from 1989 in Kingston, Jamaica also. The National Arena.
National Arena.
Yes. And that's Reggae Sunsplash 1987, while who was performing right there on stage was the great Bunny Wailer was performing right there. Cocotee, 1989, Maypen, Clarendon. Peter Tosh, Reggae Super Jam, 1983 with M16 guitar.
And where the show was kept?
This was at National Arena, at Reggae Jam Boogie. And that's Papa Michigan himself with Smiley, 1981, Kingston, Jamaica, at Brian Photo Studio that I photographed. Yeah.
So you took this yellow man?
Yes, that is Yellow Man, also in Kingston, Jamaica, in 1989. Dennis Brown, Reggae Sunsplash, 1987. Jimmy Cliff, 2000 in Virginia.
So you've been traveling?
Yes, man, I've been traveling from 1990, photographing all these great reggae artists. Gregory Isaac, 1989.
Where was this?
That was in Clarendon, Maypen.
Clarendon, Maypen.
Yes.
You remember the show?
Yes, that show was 1989 at Dembe, Freddie McGregor and Dennis Brown concert.
So where was this Dennis Brown?
That Dennis Brown was 1994, and that was in Maryland.
Sister Marcia Griffiths, right?
Sister Marcia Griffiths. That one was 1987 at Wyndham Hotel.
Tell me about this Buju Banton.
That Buju Banton was in Maryland, USA.
Tell me about this Bunny Wailer here.
That Bunny Wailer, I took that Bunny Wailer 2009 in Miami. Yeah.
So is that Bunny Wailer your son?
Yes, that's Bunny Wailer, my son. That was also, that one is actually in Washington, D.C. I took that one.
So Richie, is this you and Shaggy?
Yes, that's me and Shaggy in Washington, D.C. 1995 actually.
So tell me about this burning spear.
That burning spear I photographed in Washington, D.C. 1995.
And this picture?
Freddie and yours truly in Washington, D.C. 1991.
And besides, I see Yellow Man. Talk about this.
That Yellow Man was in Kingston, Jamaica.
And we see Mr.
Dennis Brown.
Your favorite artist.
My favorite artist.
So tell me about my picture here, so now, my album cover.
Papa Michigan, my bona fide. Photograph that right here in my studio.
And beside it, we see Dennis Emmanuel Brown.
Yes, that was actually 1987, Reggae Sunsplash, when Dennis Brown closed the show. Was so exhausted, I couldn't come off of the show.
Wow. So Richie, so this wall,
yes, my brother, I dubbed this wall the Wall of Fame. Some of my favorite reggae artists that I photographed back in the day.
Yeah. Richie, this is a lot of work.
Yes, my brother.
I see a Lucian up there.
Yes.
You remember when?
That's Luciana. Was actually 2002 Washington, D.C.
Washington, D.C. And who is this?
That's Maxi Priest. When I just come to America in 1990, Reggae Sunsplash. Maxi Priest saw me on stage and was so excited. He pulled me around and said, Richie, lick a shot. That's why he turned his back to the audience.
Richie, them love you.
Yes, man. You don't know.
Still on the wall here, and who we meet now? This is
Sizzla Kalonji.
What year
down
was this?
In Miami.
Miami?
That year was 2006.
2006.
Yes, my brother.
So Richie, so we have a lot of artists that
Yes.
that you have photographed.
Yes.
What were you treated when you go amongst them?
Was treated very pleasant, very nice, because most of these guys are my friends.
Mm-hmm.
We know from back then. So whenever I go to the show, I can photograph them backstage. I was like the only one most of the time allowed backstage, and in the dressing room was most of these guys. So all our vibes.
So were you giving like press pass or
Oh yes, So I get all access pass,
all access?
so I can move around the venue, inside, outside, on the stage, backstage, in the crowd, to get the whole feel of photographing the show for the promoters, not just for the entertainers, but for the promoters.
So photographing now as to when, because now things is digital. So back then you had to do, how was it? Or you can compare that?
Well, back then it was more technical and order in a sense. Now with the digital world, it makes it easy. Back then, when we take the photos, we can never see the photos. We use those old regular film camera. So we would take the photos. We never get to see it until we take it to the photo lab, so we can develop the film. Develop the film, and then you print the photos. Then you see how it comes out. So back then, you couldn't make a mistake. You have to have the right setting on your camera. So for me, I never shoot automatic like some folks, you know what I mean? So I always shoot manual. So I'm in control of my camera. So I set my camera to a particular settings based on the light condition. So when I print the photos, I know that the photo gonna come out okay. That's why you can see all these pictures on my wall behind me look nice and clear, because I know what I was doing manually. So manual is the way to go.
Manual.
Yes, manual, brother.
So when did you purchase like your first professional camera?
My first professional camera I purchased, I can remember, is when I really come to America, because back then in Jamaica, I used to have different camera that I used from friends and from the studio. But when I come to America, I invest in a good camera. It's called a Mamiya RV67. That wasn't digital yet. It was still cameras, Back then we call it DSLR. It was all about film.
DSLR.
Yes, it's all about film. It wasn't digital yet. Digital never come in until the early 20s.
Early 20s.
Early 20s, yes. That's when the digital come in. The early 2000s, really. That's when digital come in into place.
So with your photography skills, was Brian's studio ever threatened, knowing that you would leave them because now you know what you're doing?
No.
Never?
They never feel that way, because back then it was totally different. With the studio, we do a lot of studio work. Folks come in and they want to do family portraits and stuff. But for me, I bring in the entertainers there also to the studio. Like people like Gregory Isaac, Dennis Brown, Yellow Man, bringing all those guys and photograph them. And then when I start to do my freelance work, which also started from you also as a bona fide brethren.
Yes.
When we do a concert, this concert was 1985 at Harborview Drive-In. Okay, and you were on the show, one other guys and stuff. So from there, the PR person for that show, he's the one who started me out to do a lot of PR work. So I used to work for a lot of other different production to photograph different events for them, for the newspaper. Also, I was a freelance photographer for the newspaper.
Which one is the newspaper?
For the Gleaner company. I was a freelance photographer for them. When some edge of state come to Jamaica, I get those jobs based on the link from you from 1985 Saturday Night Live at the Drive View in Harborview. So that's when I started to do a lot of PR work, started to photograph a lot of stage show like Sting. When Sting started out, I was one of the main photographers for Leng. So I've been photographing Sting from 1984 when it started. That one was at New Kingston.
New Kingston.
You remember the New Kingston Theatre Cinema too? Right. So it started from there, and then Sting moved to National Stadium, and they're photographing. So I photographed Sting. I photographed Reggae Sunsplash, Reggae Carnival with Cliff Bramwell back in the days, all the big stage show back in the days.
So what was Cliff Bramwell?
Cliff Bramwell was one of the nicest Irish businessman you can find. He was a good businessman.
Security company, right?
Yeah. He owned a security company called Express. The security company was Security Express, and he have a production that's called Reggae Carnival. He was the one who do Reggae Carnival with all the big artists, and started out from there. And then he was managing Dennis Brown for a period of time. Yes, he was good manager for Dennis Brown. Take Dennis Brown everywhere, stuff like that.
Wasn't he the one that crowned Dennis Brown Prince? You
Yes.
told me that.
Yes. I heard that too, that he crowned Dennis Brown Prince, but I also heard that Bob Marley crowned him Prince before Cliff Bramwell, but Cliff Bramwell big it up more.
Cliff Bramwell did an official crown.
Yes. Bob Marley did that from back in the day because he said Dennis Brown is his favorite singer.
No problem, man.
Yes.
No problem, man. Everybody have them sing. Everybody have them.
I will miss Dennis Brown,
Of course,
the world miss Dennis Brown.
Immense. One of the greatest ever.
Yes, my brother. Yes.
One of the greatest.
Yeah,
from
man.
age 8, I do it excellent. So the top artists that can position them and there's no problem.
Well, photographing them like that is really for the behind the scene, like a studio setting, stuff like that. If I'm gonna do a photo shoot. But away from that, when I'm photographing artists from stage, I just capture natural stuff.
Without them knowing.
Exactly. That's where the photojournalistic comes in. You just capture the moment.
Oh, you learn all of this now. I mean, there was no book. Was it Mr. Brian?
Self-taught. No.
Self-taught?
No, self-taught. Because it's something I always loved to do and have an interest in. Once I start doing it, it was like nothing to me. Yeah, so Mr. Brian, hold up.
Yeah.
I even did a photo and Mr. Brian asked me how I end up get to do that photo. This is way back before digital, and like we're talking about 1982. And Mr. Brian said, oh, you get to do that photo. Because it was a special effect, I test out the photo on me first, and myself was a profile picture of me, and then I just do like 6 images in one. And he was asking me, oh, I get to put 6 images on one photo. And I explained to him the way I do it. And he was shocked.
You were shocked?
Yes, he was shocked.
At any time, have you and any of the Bryans have a confrontation?
Well, not really. Mr. Brian himself, one time he get upset at me because he was away, for a while in Miami, and then he come back to Jamaica in the early 80s, roughly about 82, 83. And realized that his son, who was supposed to be there running the business for him, he put his son in charge while he was away. And his son and I went out, to deliver a job for myself. Like I said, I was doing a lot of freelance photography for different PR company. And he never see his son there. And then when we get back to the studio now, he asked his son, where were you? And his son said, well, I just follow Richie to deliver some work, so he get upset at me and cursed me out and everything, and I was like, wow. So I had to answer him back, because I'm not gonna take no disrespect from no guy. It doesn't matter who the guy is, you know what I mean? So I left the studio. I live from Brian Studios and chill, go hang out and do my own freelance work until Mr. Brian go back to America again, and then his son come and ask me if I can come back and work with him again. And then I go back, I think about it first.
I ask you why you go back?
Yeah, I think about it first, I go back, and then I end up bringing them more business now, not just doing their work, but I bring them more business. And I wasn't the type of guy who was there at 9 to 5. I go in whenever
you want.
Whenever I want to go in, because I get my job done, I do work for them, I do work for myself, and Mr. Brian know that.
And he didn't mind.
No. He knows, because from the time when we fall out, he realized that I'm doing my own thing. But I'm also building their studio. So respect due since then.
And then again, we grew up in a volatile area.
Yes.
So I know you must encounter all kind of things.
Yes, man. Whole heap of things.
Come from Union Yard.
Yeah, a whole heap of things happening in Union Yard, man. But for me, I listen to positive music.
Yes.
That's why I'm a huge Bob Marley fan. I'm a huge supporter of Bob Marley and his music. I've been listening to Bob Marley music since 1972. So I walk a straight line. I try not to get involved in bad company, because If I'd followed bad company, I wouldn't be here talking to you today, my brother. Yes, definitely. Because Union Garden, Union Garden was no better rose, my brother. You know, we learned a lot of things. You know, because we were living there during our time when we just enter into teenage years.
Yes.
You know, and you know those are some of the most difficult time in children life growing up, your teenage years.
Yes.
You know, that's when people make a lot of mistake, and you know, you have to be careful.
Because remember 1980 with all political violence and with the Union Garden, we see all kind of M16 come to the
Oh
area.
my God! Yes,
15.
man. Yes, man.
But we still keep our head above the water.
Yes, because we've seen some of our friends, parents, house get burned down because of political affair, mixing up people, say you were this, you were that, when those people are not.
They were not.
Yeah, those people don't involve in politics, but because it's the ghetto life, you know, Union Garden, you know, Western Kingston, 13, you know, it wasn't easy.
It wasn't easy.
So if we wasn't positive and staying positive, and you never pick up music and be in music, and I pick up the camera and start taking photo, we could have easily slipped. But we stay positive, and with our parents, you know, we have good parents. Like for you, your father was a pastor, Mr. Fairclough. God bless him soul. Great man, yeah. He even built my sister house in Union Garden. Yeah, man, Mr. Fairclough, my old man built my sister house, you know,
Marie.
in the 70s. Yes, Marie, she passed away. God bless her soul too.
Marie.
You know, my darling sister. You know, yeah, man. So it's a lot of history in the Union Garden. You know,
that's a different story. But we're talking about the photography trail.
Yes.
So now I come here and see pictures of weddings, and I know you do all type of different graduations. You want to give us a little light on that?
Yes, man. So when I come to America in 1990, I was still photographing my reggae entertainers, and whenever the promoters come, like Reggae Sunsplash crew come, Synergy Production, they will call me up and say they're gonna be at such and such location, so I'll go and photograph it. But away from that, I kind of dress back a little bit from the entertainment field. So I mostly do a lot of event photography. I photograph a lot of weddings, you know, weddings all over the place. I go, I travel to Jamaica sometime, to different states in America. I travel and do a lot of wedding photography. I do a lot of quinceanera. I do a lot of bar mitzvahs and bat mitzvahs. I do a lot of engagement photos, family photos, you name it. You know, because I've been doing this thing for over 40 something years.
47.
Yes, my virgin. Just like you,
just like me,
in the entertainment. Yes, for 40 something years. You know, this I would love to do, so I will stick to it. And, you know, that's all I've been doing ever since. And that's all yep. Just to show you a story for the younger ones to follow. Stick to your dreams, stick to what you love to do. You know, don't turn back, stay focused, and be humble, and you will achieve your goal in life.
Will achieve.
Yes. Work hard towards it.
Work hard towards it.
Yes, and find a good partner. Find a good partner. Yes.
But we're not against people, your partner.
No.
She's a very good friend of mine.
That's why I said find a good partner.
Find a good partner. She's a very good friend of mine.
Yes.
Richie, one of your best weddings and one of your worst weddings
that I've covered. Well, I really don't have such a thing to say worst wedding. You know, some weddings. Some weddings. You know, some weddings. You photograph and you might have a bad experience. I calm them down nice and easy. Never try to answer them in a mean way, because it's their wedding day. You have to remember that it's their wedding day.
Yeah.
It's might not going right the way she planned it to go.
Yes.
You know, so she might want to take it out on a photographer, on a DJ, on a planner. You have to stay calm, because you have to remember that you're working for the bride and it's her day. So you want to give her what you want, listen to her, you know what I mean? And never try to diss her. Even though she might try to diss you, don't lose your composure. Don't lose your composure. No. So you asked about you know, good weddings, bad weddings, or experience. I remember this wedding that I've done, because every photographer do have a story about wedding photography. So a wedding that was photographed quite a few years ago, over 10 years now. I was there photographing the weddings, beautiful weddings, beautiful couple. Everything was going so good. We did the service. The service was great. We go to the reception or to do the reception, and the bride was on the dance floor dancing. This is when the reception just started. The bride was dancing with her father, and it was just a beautiful thing. And I don't know what come over me, but I just started to take a lot of pictures with the bride and her dad, because for me that was just a passionate moment to see the love. Yeah, you have to capture that. So I was there just clicking away because I love taking photos. You know, I do at least a good 50 photos with the bride and her dad dancing. And would you believe that the dad passed away in his daughter's arm? He just fall on the ground, collapse, and die.
While
Yeah, man. While everything was going on, the wedding was going on, he collapsed and died right there. He had a massive heart attack. Yeah, his heart couldn't take it. What happened was that his daughter, another daughter of his, was giving birth. So he went to the hospital, to witness that, to see his daughter giving birth. So, and then his other daughter getting married. So the wedding started late because of him, the dad, because he was there trying to balance out two special events, special moment.
life, one was
Yes,
life.
yes. And then, so when he arrived at the wedding, he arrived late, so the wedding started late. And then for him to come there and to pass out like that, it was just overjoy and was too much for his heart.
So
He
much.
passed away, man. I felt so bad. I feel it. I was like, wow, to see this happen, and everybody was crying, and the wedding just ended right there. So what I did, like I said, I don't know what come over me at that time. I would have taken a lot of pictures. It's like I feel of vibes. I don't know. So what I did for of the bride, I create a collage. I put together over 30 pictures. I make a big collage, like a 24 by 36, and just call her up and say I have something for her. I gave it to her, and she couldn't believe it, and she was crying and stuff. And she said, thank you so much. This means so much to me.
Wow.
And she wanted to give me some money. I said, no, this is not for money, it's for love,
Yes.
because I feel your pain
her
to see
pain.
your father die like that. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And that's
That's
one of,
heart-rendering.
that's,
Must feel it.
something I've seen at a wedding that I'll never forget.
So that's something else.
That one touch you, right?
I want to touch you right now. You see me?
man. Yes, about it.
Pause.
Yes. So those are things that happens at some of the
At some of the
events that are photographed. So that was one of a major thing that I see happen away from the Josey Wales one in 1987 when I photographed the dance, back in Kingston.
But what if I tell you about a wedding that you send a message with your niece to a girl? That's supposed to be one of your best weddings, Richie.
Do I have to talk about that?
Must not. That's a private one.
Yeah, that's a private one.
Private one.
Yeah. We don't want to.
Beautiful things about wedding.
Yeah. Because yes, well, to cut it short, I met my present wife at a wedding, and we get together a few years after that, and then we get married. Been married now to her for over 22 years. I never look back. Never look back.
I just turn my car.
Yes, man. Yes. With this camera.
So now I see you have brochures that you do. You are the one that put together these brochures. So if people want brochures, before I go to the brochures, let's talk about the fact that if somebody want to hire you to do a wedding, right?
Yes.
What is the formality? How it goes? Tell me what happened.
Various ways, different ways. Number one way is you have to have a website. So I do have a website. It's richphotoworks.com. And you also have to have different social media pages. So I have my Facebook page, which is Richie Williams. I have my IG page, which is Richie Williams, and also Rich Photo Works. And you have to advertise. Otherwise, you have to advertise in some bridal magazine. You have to do event shows, which is Bridal Expo. So I go to these bridal expo and set up my display, you know, which is all my weddings photos, my wedding books, and your bride will come to the expo, check out different vendors because you're a vendor then. So you bring all, like you have a DJ, you have the florist, you have me, the photographer, the videographer, you name it, all 9 yards.
Sound man, the music
the sound man, yeah, the DJ, yeah. So you go there. You go to, like for me, I bring all my wedding books and stuff, my brochures and stuff.
All of these you see right here.
Yes, and the bride will come and check out
Can you
each
just
vendor.
can you pass that one?
Yeah, sure.
Can you turn it to them?
Yes. So this is one of the wedding album that I've done. This particular one is called the Crystal Cover Book. As you can see, this is like a glass finish. We'll call it crystal. And then
we're just gonna make the cameraman come in close. All right. Yes. Can you hold it right there?
Yes, we're gonna. First of all, I'm gonna show you the page.
Yes.
There you go. The page, just like a glass, so you might see a little bit of glare in it. Okay.
Yeah.
It's pretty heavy. That's why it's shaky in my hands. So I'm gonna turn the page. So as you can see, some of the page here, you know, and actually we start from getting ready. I'm gonna show you a quick one of that. Here's the getting ready right here, the bride and as we can see good, the bride in the hotel room with her dress and stuff like that. So we just put together a quick thing, and we photograph them formal photos. Most of the time, bride want to do formal before, some don't. They want to just do the ceremony. So there goes. These are some of the formal photos. So we can do black and white. We do color, different style. You know, we tell them what to do. We capture the moment. Capture the ring shot, you name it. Just to show a few of what I've done, the different weddings. And these weddings are all over the country. Some are in Jamaica, you name it. And we do everybody, you name it. Doesn't matter who you are. There you go. These are Jamaica. Some of these are Jamaica too, you name it. So just to show you. But I have tons of albums.
I know you have tons, but where I want to go is, how much hours? What time you start in the morning when you're doing a wedding, like a typical wedding?
A typical wedding is that with hours, we can do anywhere from, say, 6 hours up to 10 hours, sometimes even more. Some brides are a little bit nervous, so they want the photographer to come sometime 4 hours before the ceremony start to do getting ready photos and video, because for me, I offer both photo and videos. I don't do the video myself, you know, we don't try to do both.
Yeah.
That's a little bit greedy, so you have to have your videographer.
Yeah.
So I travel with my videographer, and sometimes I travel with a second photographer. And so we go from getting ready, and we started from there. And then we do the service. After the service, then we do the formal photos. Then after that, we get into the reception. So that's how it works. So typical time is anywhere from 6 hours up to 8, 10 hours.
6 to 8 hours.
Yes.
And then your work start after that, because editing.
Yes.
Tell me about editing.
Yes. So photographing the weddings or any event, that's just the start. You know, when most of the work comes in is when you have to do the editing. The editing can take a lot of time, days. Not just a day or two or a couple hours, it takes days. And you don't just edit and like for a few hours and done. You have to take breaks because you have other things to do. Like for me, I have other things to do. You know, I have advertisement to do, I have delivery to do, stuff like that, but so I edit. I can take a good 1 week up to 2 weeks to complete editing a job and send to the bride. You know, when it's really busy, I end up taking like 3 weeks before I can deliver the photos to the bride. But what I always do is that I try to send a little sample online so they can see. I would send them like a good anywhere from 30 up to 50 photos at a sample, because I'm doing a lot of pictures. I do anywhere from say 800 to 1,500 pictures, sometimes more.
So there's a package for you have
And I have
packages.
different packages. Yes, so I have different packages. I have packages. That can suit everyone budget because you have to create package like that to suit everyone budget. Some package come with albums, some package come with just the digital images, some package come with the video also. So we have to deliver all that. But before I deliver all that, like I said, I send them a sample a couple of days after the wedding. I send them a sample because every bride are very anxious to see the photos. You have to remember that. So you have to always try to send them a little sneak peek. And then after that, I would send them the ones that I finish editing, everything that I finish edit with it a week or two. And then they would select the photos they want to go in the album based on the package they go with. Yep, that's so.
Are you affordable?
That's so. Absolutely, my brother. We are talking about absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Affordability with quality.
And that's absolutely, you know that. I've been doing it for so long and stay in the business for so long, you have to be doing a good job.
A good job.
Yes, as you can see, my photos, you go online, they speak for itself.
And I see things all over the place.
Yes, man, and the wall over there.
Wall is filled.
In front of us, we're looking at some of the wedding photos.
So if somebody wants that's so much by 20 something.
Yes, that particular size up there is a 20 by 24 with frames. When I do, depending on the package, if it involves frame photos, I always print the photos for them. The bride will select the photos that they want, the bride and the groom, and then I will print it. When I print it, I frame it. I give them nice frame.
Nice frame.
Yeah, it just depends on the package. I give them custom made frame.
Custom made.
Oh, and the bride love that.
So how can people get in touch with you now? Can they call you, or it has to be?
Oh yes. Oh yeah. A lot of brides, they find me online because, like I said, I advertise. I go to the bridal shows. That's when brides can call it because you have your brochure at the shows. You have different packages, and you hand it to them as they come, and they have your information, so they will contact you.
Yes.
Most of the jobs that I do, believe it or not, are from word of mouth.
Referral.
Yes, referral. From word of mouth, people gonna tell other friends and family about you. Want you to do a good job.
And you've been doing a very good job.
Thank you, my brother. Yes.
Because you did 2 album cover for me.
There you go. There you go.
Wait, do you give out your number?
Oh yes. If anyone who wanna reach me, they can. My number is 561-310-1198, and my website, like I said earlier.
Give the number again.
And the phone number again is 561-310-1198. They can reach me for photography, for videography, for any type of event. You name it, I do it.
Tell them the event.
The event that I do, like I said,
graduation,
birthdays, family portraits. You name it.
You name it.
Even funeral too. You name it, I do it. As long as it's involved photography and videography, I'm your man.
Richie, is there anything else you want to tell the people?
Yes, Papa Michigan. Yes, definitely. I also attended Edna Modern College of the Visual and Performing Arts back in 1983, where I pursued a career in graphics art, photography, of course, drawing and painting. You know what I mean? While I was there, I designed a calendar.
In 1985?
In 1985, my brother. Yes, man. And I designed
the Prime Minister?
Yes, especially for the Honorable Michael Manley, because I've done a photo shoot with him, with him and his wife and 2 children. And then I presented to him and he was excited and said, whoa, Richie, I appreciate this. Yes. Thank you very much. Yeah, because I know Michael Manley, from was a tender age, while you and I were living in Almontown as 2 youth.
Yes.
They used to have the meeting at Simon Boulevard statue where we used to go hang out. Yes, you remember that? Yes. I fall asleep on the chair foot where Michael Manley, the father, was right there sitting down. Me as a little youth, I was probably about 6 years old. I remember that time.
Yeah.
And I sat right there and fall asleep as a little kid. Because as a little kid, we love those of the excitement.
Yeah, and the ministry of the right.
And the ministry of the right, that's exactly.
Education.
Yes, and Almontown is our backyard, and that's where the meeting was. So, stuff like that. And then after I migrated to the state now, I started.
That's what I asked about your photo works. You want to tell us about it?
Yes, man. After I migrated to the state, I create my own photo business where I start to do weddings and stuff. And I create my own company named Rich Photo Works.
Nice, good.
Where I do photography, videography, you know what I mean? But before, I'm going a little bit too fast. Before I come to the state, I migrate to the state, I was also, another thing I have to tell you to Papa Michigan is that I was the official photographer for a company based in New York named R&R. And I think that link come from you, which I didn't know that.
Vanny McGowan.
Yes, from Vanny McGowan. May God bless her soul.
God bless her
beautiful
soul.
Lady, beautiful soul. Nice, nice and kind lady to everyone. She helped so many entertainers.
Yes, myself.
Yes. She get them visa, work permit, to travel the whole United States.
One time I didn't have a visa.
Yes?
Yeah, them took my visa.
Wow.
And they're Jamaica. I'm here past Walton Park Road and it's Vanny me buck up in now.
Yep, look at that.
She said, Mitch, where you doing here?
Yes.
So I explained to her. She said, don't worry yourself.
That's Vanny.
Visa.
That's Vanny. She was that type of lady, Just love to help people.
Yeah.
So anyway, I never know that you know her like that, because I never met her until 1987, when you know her long before that, and then so I was at a concert, Fort Clarence Beach again, which is where I go for the first and do my first photograph with Dennis Bond in 1981. So I was back at Fort Clarence again because I always have stage show at Fort Clarence, on the Sundays. And so I was there again in 87 where I met Vonnie, and she just asked me if I wouldn't mind being a photographer, official photographer and touring photographer for a company that she's in named R&R, which is people that you know of, you know what I mean?
Who I introduced her to.
Yes, and it come right to me, and I never know that, that I get that opportunity to photograph those big international R&B stars she bring down. She bring down R&B star like Force MD, Freddie Jackson, Atlantic Star, and many more. And I was the only one with them touring all over Jamaica because we used to show in Kingston.
You're the right man for the job.
Shows in Ochi when Jack Ruby was around. We go to Jack Ruby place and sit down and eat and drink and play music with Freddie Jackson to have pictures, Yeah, man. I must bring up some of those pictures and show you those pictures too.
But remember, Vanny put me on a show with Jerry Butler, the Iceman.
Yes, in Miami.
And you were
I was a photographer there too because Vanny never leave me out. I never leave her out when I migrate to the state.
Yeah, man.
Both of us has been living in Florida. Until she passed. Gone home to Zion, may God bless her soul. Great lady. I can never forget Vanny McGowan. She's a beautiful soul. So those are the things. And then when I migrated to the state now, as I was saying earlier, because I was going too fast, when I migrated to the state, I start my official wedding business and I name my company Rich Photo Works. I do photo and video, and I have a crew, not just me, it's a company. Of photographers or videographers. So we do, any given weekend, we might have 4 weddings to do on a weekend. So we have to have multiple photographers and videographers to go out and do the job. You know what I mean? So, and I started the business over 20 years now, and it's been going strong ever since. I don't do a lot of entertainment like I used to, but I stick to the weddings because I've been doing weddings from in Jamaica. I never told you before, but I photographed Eddie Fixwell wedding, December, and I remember the date. It was December 11th, 1987.
You have a good,
yes,
I
remember. Yes,
where's your first girlfriend name?
Oh my Lord! My first girlfriend name was Sharon.
You're lucky.
Yes. Oh no, you can't forget certain things. You know what I mean? Just like I remember going to meeting as a little kid back in the day in Almontown and fall asleep at the chair footstep where Michael, my father was. You know what I mean? So you remember things as a little kid growing up.
Man.
Yeah, things that stand out to you. You don't forget those things. No.
And we just did a photo shoot in the house too.
Yes, we did a photo shoot.
Just a while ago.
Yes, my photographic background. I have from 1981. Where I started out in the photo studio, where I set up my background, my lights. So you have to know these things. You know what I mean? So show you where I'm coming from Brian's photo studio. May God bless Mr. Brian Hart. That man is a great man. I learned a lot from him and a good man. You know what I mean? So by me starting there in the studio, you know, I know studio work like to the back of my hand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I set up my background here. I have my studio equipment. You know, I go out to do a lot of photo shoots for people who cannot come to my place. I don't have a studio that permanent set up, but I have the equipment that I set it up.
Yes.
Whenever someone come in for a photo shoot, or I can travel to them to do a photo shoot. Like you come to visit, you know, from Jamaica, you come all this way to interview me, another big guys, you know, professionals, you know. So you come here, I set up and do a nice photo shoot, you know, just now.
Or anyone.
Yes.
Or anyone.
Anyone. So you name it.
Basically, Richie, I tell you, say, if you have a place, him have a place here.
That's it.
So you can just come here and we just do what you need.
Definitely.
Come by you.
Definitely.
And yesterday we went on the road and we do some other photo shoots, some other places. So
yes.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
So we got you.
Yes.
So we good?
We got you. Yeah, man. We're good, man. We're good, man. Definitely, yes. And I give Papa Michigan the rights to publish these things, you know, about which photo works.
Yeah, man.
You know, Richie Williams, you know, which is what I go by. My entertainment name in the business back then when I photograph all the artists. Everyone knows me as Richie Williams. You know, but my company name is Rich Photo Works. Me same one.
So you give me permission?
Yes, my brother, I give a permission. Every time.
Then tell him, say, keep watching Papa Michigan Artist Reasoning.
Keep watching Papa Michigan Artist Reasoning. It can't go wrong. This man interview the biggest of the biggest. Stay tuned and you'll see what I'm talking about. Papa Michigan.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Rich. It's a pleasure again.
It's a pleasure, man. Every time, my brother. Every time.
Much love and success continually.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate that.
One last thing.
Yes.
Any positive words for the kids?
Definitely. Stick to your dream. Everyone have a dream. Every little kid's growing up a dream. Boy and girls, we all have a dream. So make sure that whatever you want to do, you say, I'm going to be a lawyer. I'm going to be a doctor. I'm going to be an entertainer. Anything you want to be, a photographer, a journalist, you can do. Just stick to your goal, stick to your dream, stay focused, stay out of trouble. Don't follow bad company. Parents always say that. Show me company, I tell you are. Stay around positive people, positive energy.
Yes.
Can't go wrong.
That's good. And my positive words to the youth is, don't take no for an answer. Never take out that word out of your vocabulary, out of your verbosity. Don't take no for an answer. Keep pushing, and the door will open. All right?
Definitely.
Yeah, man. So this is Papa Michigan. Thanks for watching Artist Reasoning. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, share with a friend. Let them know, so right now we have the positive things going here. Until next time, walk good.
Yeah, man. Give thanks and praise to the Most High Jah. Enough love to each and everyone I want to tune into Artist Reasoning. With Papa Michigan. But thanks for listen, thanks for stay. One love listen from yard to far away. Knowledge we share, uplift every day. Artist Reasoning, me say we pave a way. But thanks for listen, thanks for stay. One love listen from yard to far away. Knowledge we share, uplift every day. Artist Reasoning, me say we pave a way. Big up the real ones who love the culture, the roots, the message, and the power of a voice. Every week we come together for reason, reflect and rise. So until next time.